It was past midnight when I first saw her, sitting alone at the back of the library, staring at an empty chair across from her. When I blinked, she was gone, but the chair wasn't empty anymore. But one night, working late on a research paper, I discovered something strange. The door was still unlocked at 11:42 p.m. The lights were on, but the front desk was empty. The university library closed at 11 p.m. Everyone knew that. I should have thought it through, but deadlines do strange things to your brain. I should have turned back. As I stepped inside, the silence felt thick, not peaceful silence, but the kind that seems to watch you back. Rows of dusty books stretched into shadows. The overhead lights flickered randomly like they were struggling to stay awake. My footsteps echoed louder than they should have. Then I saw her, a girl, sitting alone at the far end of the reading hall. She wore a white blouse, neat black skirt, her hair tied in a clean braid. No bag, no book, no phone, just ... staring at the chair in front of her. I paused. "Hey, are you okay?" I called out. No response. She didn't even flinch. I walked closer, but the moment I crossed the halfway row, she vanished. My heart thudded, like it knew something my brain hadn't caught up to yet. Just gone. No sound, no movement, nothing. But the chair in front of her, it was no longer empty. There was an old, crumpled book, lying on its open pages, fluttering despite no breeze. I stood frozen. The lights were out, except for one single reading lamp over the table. It had no title. The cover was blackened, scorched around the edges, and smelled like wet ashes. I should have left. I really should have left. But curiosity's always louder than fear at first. I picked up the book, and suddenly I wasn't in the library anymore. Her eyes weren't just staring, they were locked onto mine. I was in the exact same room, but older, dimmer, dustier. And across the table, she was back. The girl. Except now, some words were scratched so deep they tore through the paper. Others were burned in like someone used a branding iron. And she smiled. But it wasn't a kind smile. It was a smile that said, "You've read too far already. If you were in my place, would you close the book and run? Or keep reading to find out what she wanted? Tell me in the comments, what would you do if the book knew your name before you opened it?" I don't remember turning the pages, but I found myself reading. The book was full of stories about people who disappeared, students, librarians, professors. All of them had read the same book. Her hand slowly lifting to point at the empty chair beside her. And all of them had seen her. The stories weren't just written, they were etched into the page like carvings. And then I reached the last page. There was just one line, handwritten in shaky ink. "Once you read this, she sits across from you forever." I closed the book and stood up fast. And that's when I noticed something worse. There were chairs all around the room now. Each one with someone sitting. Each one watching me. When it came back, she was gone. Some had hollow eyes. Others had no faces. And in the corner of the room, she stood, smiling. I ran. I didn't care if it was a dream, a curse, or madness. I ran. When I slammed out through the library doors, the sun was up. It was morning. I had spent 7 hours inside that building, and I don't remember anything but 5 minutes. But here's the thing. I went back the next day. I asked the library staff about the girl. They didn't even blink. "You mean Mira?" one of them said. "She used to work night shift. Went missing 4 years ago. Room cameras caught her last, sitting at table 17. The tape glitched. Table 17. The same chair. The same spot. I never went back again. But sometimes, I dream of that book. It shows up in my house. On my desk. On my bed. Still open. Still waiting. And I wonder, ... how many of you would be foolish enough to keep reading? If you were cursed by a book, would you burn it or read it to the end? Let me know in the comments. And remember, next time you see someone sitting alone in a library, ask yourself this. Are they reading the book? Or is the book reading them?